U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday that both Ukraine and Russia will have to give up territory to end the more than 3-year-long war.
There'll be some land swapping going on. I know that through Russia and through conversations with everybody, to the good, for the good of Ukraine. Good stuff, not bad stuff. Also, some bad stuff for both. So there's good and there's bad.
Trump's comments come just days before his highly anticipated meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. European leaders and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky plan to speak with Trump ahead of his summit with Putin, amid fears the U.S. may dictate unfavorable peace terms to Ukraine. Zelensky warned on Monday that any concessions to Russia would not persuade it to stop fighting. In an evening video address, Zelensky said there were no signs Russia was preparing to end its hostilities in Ukraine, saying, quote, "They are moving their troops and forces in such a way as to launch new offensive operations," and adding, quote, "If someone is preparing for peace, this is not what is done." While Zelensky will not be in attendance at the Alaska summit Friday, Trump said he would immediately relay the details of the conversation to the Ukrainian leader and expressed optimism about future meetings.
The next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin, or Zelensky and Putin and me. I'll be there if they need, but I want to have a meeting set up between the two leaders.
Putin has made a flurry of calls in recent days, speaking to the leaders of China, India, Brazil, and 3 ex-Soviet states to brief them on his contacts with the United States. European leaders are expected to meet on Wednesday to discuss how to pressure Russia ahead of their call with Trump. The Trump administration has not disclosed its proposed territorial exchanges or any mechanism to ensure Putin complies with the ceasefire and does not try to overrun more of Ukraine.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Lovin'. Puppy Lovin' is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
Wall Street's main indexes ended lower on Monday, with the Dow dropping almost 0.5%, the S&P 500 shedding 0.25%, and the Nasdaq losing nearly 0.33%. Investors digested reports that major semiconductor companies NVIDIA and AMD had agreed to give the Trump administration 15% of revenue from sales of their advanced chips to China. Separately, President Trump said gold would not be subject to tariffs, appearing to reverse Friday's reports that tariffs could be placed on some gold imports. Trump also signed an executive order extending a pause in sharply higher U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports for another 90 days. The latest trade news contributed to Monday's risk-off sentiment for stocks, said Ross Mayfield, investment strategist at Baird Private Wealth Management.
There's still a little bit of uncertainty around the macro backdrop, right? Tariffs, you had kind of some headlines about whether gold would be under tariffs. You had some mixed news around semiconductors and the new, pretty unusual kind of collaboration, if you want to call it that, between AMD and NVIDIA and the U.S. government. So I think markets, again, sitting right near all-time highs, sentiment has caught up to price.
Among individual movers, shares of Micron Technology gained 4% after the chip maker raised its forecast for fourth quarter revenue and adjusted profit. Intel stock rallied 3.5% after a report said CEO Lip-Bu Tan arrived at the White House on Monday. Trump had called for his removal last week. Investors now turn their focus to July's Consumer Price Index inflation report, due on Tuesday, for clues on whether the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates at its September policy meeting.
Throughout the weekend and into our Monday, that warm sunshine was widespread here throughout the Northeast. Now, it's still in place for today with those warm conditions, but we're really going to start to feel a little bit more of that mugginess as we're going to keep an eye on some moisture increasing ahead of a frontal system that will bring us some changes, especially as we head into tomorrow. But we still have that heat risk here across the Northeast, especially a little more here as we head through the day today with some of that mugginess about, and a high temperature 91 into Philadelphia, 92 into Boston, to 93 into Pittsburgh. And we will start to see by end of day and into our Wednesday those storm chances increasing here across the Northeast. Now, as storm chances move in, it is looking at a low severe threat, though we will see some frequent lightning, especially noting that Wednesday still expected to be fairly warm and muggy, but we'll watch that cold front move through and bring us back to some more pleasant sunshine through the end of the work week.
All right, let's take a look at that weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania on this Tuesday morning. We are looking at sunshine and a few clouds. It's going to be warm today, a high of 90. Partly cloudy skies this evening with a low in the upper 60s. Wednesday, thunderstorms, upper 70s for a high. Thursday, partly cloudy, low 80s. Friday, sunshine and mid 80s. Saturday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 80s. Area temperatures this morning, Meadville checking in at 69 degrees, Cambridge Springs, Edinburgh at 66, Titusville 63, Franklin this morning 63, Oil City 63 degrees here at 7:13. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel.
Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill. Waking up with Luke and Amy on the Morning Drill.
Look at that great shot this morning. Beautiful sunrise. Beautiful morning here in Northwest Pennsylvania. Glad you're with us. Happy Tuesday, everybody. It is officially Crawford Gives.
Today's day.
You want to take a guess where they're at as of 7:14 this morning?
220,000. I don't know.
That's an okay guess. $195,727.18.
Wow.
That's on 751 gifts. Right now, spread out to 147 nonprofits. So congratulations.
Nice.
Great way to kick off Crawford Gives. Top donation totals. The Winds Project, Second Harvest Food Bank of Northwest Pennsylvania. They have received so far $16,501.
Awesome.
Yeah. Meadville Area Free Clinic, $13,000. Crawford Christian Academy, $10,000. Westbury, $10,000. Foundation for Sustainable Forests, $10,000. Women's Services, $7,000. Academy Theater, $6,600. Tamarack Wildlife, $4,700. Northwest PA NTMA Education Foundation, $4,300. Crawford County Historical Society, over $4,000. 27 gifts have been made to the Meadville Public Library. These are the total top gift counts. 27 gifts to the Meadville Public Library, 22 gifts to Tamarack Wildlife, Sagertown Area Library, 20 gifts so far. Academy Theater, 19. Meadville Free Clinic, 18. Women's Services, 18. Westbury, 17. Crawford Heritage Community Foundation, 16. Meadville Community Soup Kitchen, 16. Center for Family Services, 15. So you can go to crawfordgives.org and follow along, play at home, and give. It's fun. It's very exciting to kind of follow
fun.
it. So Crawford Gives is going on, and
there's really no amount too small.
No. So, yeah, if you got a couple bucks, and there's so many organizations out there, and you can click on the organization and kind of see what's going on, and I don't let an organization go without raising anything, right?
Exactly.
So, and you can click through and find something in your neck of the woods or an organization that sounds like it gets behind something you believe in. I'm confused this morning. You
Why?
have, you brought me those pumpkin drop cookie things yesterday.
I did.
I know those are extremely healthy this time of year.
They have pumpkin in them.
Right. But then you also threw down
Time of year.
these grapes.
I did.
So I don't know.
I'm trying to balance it out.
Trying to tell me. The grapes are really good, though.
They are
Those
really good.
Local, I assume.
A local grocery store.
Yeah.
Not like if they're local grapes.
Yeah. No, that's not what I meant.
You make it sound like, picked them from the farm down the road.
You didn't get them from a... Well, never mind. We were out Saturday or Sunday. I didn't know if you picked them up somewhere there.
No. You pay so much attention.
I do.
There was nowhere that had grapes that we were at.
Okay. That's what I'm just double checking.
Just saying.
We've got Joe Tech later this morning. Looking forward to catching up with Joe. Boy, I feel like last week we really didn't... we were talking about a lot of stuff, but we also had guests after the 8:30 news, and I feel like Joe and I haven't really...
You haven't had a chance to talk?
Just sitting, yeah.
Yeah?
So we'll have that opportunity today.
All right. Solve the problems of the world?
Absolutely.
All right.
Yeah. We can do it. I'm just going back and forth here between this Crawford Gives stuff. I don't know. It's kind of addicting. CrawfordGives.org is the website.
Mm-hmm.
I think Erie Gives is going on right now as well. So there's a bunch of stuff happening. Back to school. I know we talked a little bit about this yesterday. I was talking with somebody yesterday who said that they've started that process, getting some clothes, getting it early before they get up there in the next week or two. Kids going off to college. How about that? We've got two boys that are, one that's got one more year of college, the other starting his second year. And then, so our middle son, a lot of his friends just graduated this year. So now they're off for the first time. So it's been interesting listening to their parents like, oh my gosh, we're doing this. We got to do this. And it's like, yeah, been there, done that. It'll be fine. Take a deep breath.
I was panicking about some of the working on the finances portion. But when I logged into my app, I realized I've got to be ahead by weeks or I feel like I'm behind. I'm that person. So sorry, But I logged in and I'm like, oh, I did it August 22nd last year.
So you're right on time, really.
Yeah. I'm actually ahead of last year, which makes me super happy. 12th. Today's the 12th. And I did, last night I finished everything.
So, and last year you said the 22nd.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yeah, last year I was behind.
Yeah.
This year I felt like I was behind. So last year I was really behind.
I see that, the 22nd this year is the first football game.
I know.
I think that's absolutely insane.
I know. I think it's just our oldest son, the first year, we moved him in together and set it up together. And, our middle son last year was his first year. And I think you had football or something that day. So I took the day off and I went and set him up. And it was I felt bad because it was a big fanfare with everybody involved for our first son.
Yeah.
But luckily our oldest, his girlfriend, and a group of friends were waiting for him there. So it became a big thing for him.
Yeah.
They came through. This year, it's like the night before he starts classes is and it's not just our schedule, it's his too. So, yeah.
Did you see that, that devastating news yesterday out of Pittsburgh? Multiple explosions at a steel plant near Pittsburgh killed 2 people and left 10 others injured Monday, according to authorities. There's video online. Video captured a massive black plume of smoke rising from the U.S. Clairton Coke Works plant 15 miles south of Pittsburgh around 10:51 a.m. Monday. The Allegheny County Department of Emergency Services responded to that fire. 10 people were transported to Allegheny Health Network hospitals. 5 were in critical but stable condition, and the rest have been released, according to the Washington Post. Officials said at least 2 people were killed, according to the Post. One of those who died had been found in the rubble from the explosion and was taken to the hospital. The plant was stable by Monday afternoon. Authorities had declared a level 3 mass casualty incident, meaning the explosion required a large response from multiple neighboring agencies. Allegheny County Emergency Services Chief Matthew Brown said during a press conference that 20 EMS and 14 fire departments assisted in that. And if you've looked at the video or seen pictures, it's just just horrible. So thoughts and prayers with all those involved in that tragedy and their families and the community. Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro said there were multiple explosions at the plant and that his administration was working with local officials in the response efforts. So, I'm sure they'll continue to investigate and look into all of that. But, thoughts with everybody involved with that tragedy yesterday. And, again, that coming out of Pittsburgh, so a little close to home. A little
close, yeah.
Baseball scores real quick from last night before we get to what we're celebrating here. Birthdays, Phillies over the Reds 4-1. Yankees beat the Twins 6-2. Pirates fell to the Brewers 7-1. I think I saw a story where O'Neal Cruz was benched, which is like a couple times this season he's been riding the pine. Royals over the Nationals 7-4. Tigers over the White Sox 2-1. Cardinals beat the Rockies 3-2. Rangers, Astros, Angels, Padres, and Rays all winners last night in Major League Baseball. On this Tuesday, you got Orioles and Mariners at 6:35, Reds and Phillies, Guardians hosting the Marlins in Cleveland, Yankees take on the Twins, Blue Jays and Cubs, Mets and Braves, Brewers and Pirates at 7:40, Royals, Nationals continue that series at 7:40, White Sox, Tigers, St. Louis and Colorado, Rangers, Diamondbacks, Astros, Red Sox, Angels, Dodgers, Giants taking on the Padres, A's and Rays at 10:05 this evening. Let's switch gears here and go to birthdays and what we're celebrating. Today is the 12th day of August. Happy birthday to the following.
Timed out, sorry.
You're going to be in timeout for not being ready for this.
No, actor George Hamilton is 86 today.
No way.
I know, right? Actor Bruce Greenwood is 69.
I like Bruce Greenwood. Good actor.
Yes. Actress Yvette Nicole Brown is 54.
She's been in a number of things, but I remember the one thing I really liked her in was The Talking Dead.
Oh, yeah. She's like the biggest Walking Dead fan. Yeah. Actress Rebecca Gayheart turns 54. Actor Casey Affleck turns 50. Actress Cara, I'm going to screw that up, Delevingne is 33. I almost said 53. She's 33. And that's all. It's like my Monday right now. That's what I feel like. All right.
That's
you
it.
Want to know what we're celebrating?
Well, hold on. Happy birthday to all those folks. Happy birthday to you if today happens to be your birthday from all of us. Did I see... Oh, before we leave the birthdays here...
Oh, Lord.
I don't know. We need to make it easier to find the birthdays here on Facebook. Okay, wait a second. No, I thought I had it. I was thinking it's a certain Crawford County Commissioner's birthday today.
You were thinking?
I was thinking
it's
that.
not.
Hold on, I'm getting there. Yes. Eric Henry.
All right.
Crawford County Commissioner Eric Henry. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
Yeah. Amy will be dropping a cake off later today, so just be on the lookout for it.
Luke made it, don't eat it. I'm kidding.
Yeah.
Kidding.
All right, so from birthdays to what we're celebrating.
All right. It is Glorious 12, IBM PC Day, International Youth Day, Middle Child Day. Speaking of, Milkman Day.
Oh, yeah. Did you ever get threatened as a kid? Like, not really threatened, but like told constantly your real dad's the milkman?
No.
All the time.
Did you?
All the time.
Why?
Would anybody confess to owning me?
Yes, your mom. Mother's Day in Thailand, National Gooey Butter Cake Day, National Julienne Fries Day, National Vinyl Record Day, World Elephant Day, and that's it.
That's it?
That's all I got. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
It's really funny because, I don't know, never mind. It's cool. Good day. It's a good day for the middle child who likes vinyl records.
Oh, yeah.
And
You have to let him know about that.
whose real dad is the milkman.
There you go. Perfect.
He's the only child that does not look exactly like you.
So it could be the milkman.
It could be.
I think they would be surprised to know there was a milkman back in the day.
I know, right? They have no idea what that
Like, they
means.
barely existed, I think, when I was born.
Yeah. I think we were getting our milk from the old Riverside. I think that was it. Back
Oh,
in the day.
yeah. Riverside, Quality Market. What else? Were they both
Quality
owned by
Market, County Market, I think was in.
Penn Traffic, or
Yeah,
both of them?
I think so. At some point in time, they were both owned, and then Bilo.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
I remember it was always fun. Well, here in town, we had two. We had Riverside and Quality, and I'm sure people can correct me if there's others, but those are the two I remember the most. I liked one, but the other one had like movie rentals. So after a baseball game in the summer or something, we'd run in and want to rent movies. There's other great local movie rental places in town at the time, but it was always exciting renting a movie or a video game.
I think it was easier also for your parents. Like, okay, I'm going to shop. You look at the movies.
Yeah.
And come and find me later.
Well, in this case, the movies are like near the checkout, so you could see.
Yeah.
But yeah, go off and go play, and
Don't bother me.
pretty much.
Don't load my cart with junk food, please.
I didn't do that. By the way, these grapes are wonderful. Also, I've been eyeing one of those
Haven't you already
pumpkin
had one of those pumpkin
drop
things?
cookies. It was just one.
You've only had
Guess how many I had yesterday?
one.
One. That's
Yeah.
it, all day.
So you've reached your quota.
Even when I was kind of getting hungry yesterday afternoon, do you think I went in and grabbed another pumpkin drop cookie?
Nope.
No. I had one. Today may be a 2 cookie day.
Oh my goodness.
But these grapes, although I did kind of snap at you this morning, like, I can't eat all those right now.
But they're so good.
They are good. All right, 7:30, your headlines are coming up next.
U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday that both Ukraine and Russia will have to give up territory to end the more than 3-year-long war.
There'll be some land swapping going on. I know that through Russia and through conversations with everybody. To the good, for the good of Ukraine. Good stuff, not bad stuff. Also, some bad stuff for both. So there's good and there's bad.
Trump's comments come just days before his highly anticipated meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. European leaders and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky plan to speak with Trump ahead of his summit with Putin, amid fears the U.S. may dictate unfavorable peace terms to Ukraine. Zelensky warned on Monday that any concessions to Russia would not persuade it to stop fighting. In an evening video address, Zelensky said there were no signs Russia was preparing to end its hostilities in Ukraine, saying, quote, "They are moving their troops and forces in such a way as to launch new offensive operations," and adding, quote, "If someone is preparing for peace, this is not what is done." While Zelensky will not be in attendance at the Alaska summit Friday, Trump said he would immediately relay the details of the conversation to the Ukrainian leader and expressed optimism about future meetings.
The next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin, or Zelensky and Putin and me. I'll be there if they need, but I want to have a meeting set up between the two leaders.
Putin has made a flurry of calls in recent days, speaking to the leaders of China, India, Brazil, and 3 ex-Soviet states to brief them on his contacts with the United States. European leaders are expected to meet on Wednesday to discuss how to pressure Russia ahead of their call with Trump. The Trump administration has not disclosed its proposed territorial exchanges or any mechanism to ensure Putin complies with the ceasefire and does not try to overrun more of Ukraine.
Swooping in to save you over 11 grand off your next Chevy truck. It's Community Chevrolet's newest mascot, Independence Dog.
Getting you approved by day, fighting crime by night.
With Independence Day savings running all month long, you can save more than 11 grand off MSRP on a new Silverado, or save nearly 3 grand on hot new SUVs like the Trailblazer and the Equinox. Follow Independence Dog to explosive savings this month at Community Chevy.
Interstate Pipe and Supply takes pride in providing superior customer service. That's why our dedicated employees are well trained and have the experience to offer friendly, quick, and reliable service and support. Need materials delivered to your job site? No problem. Interstate offers fast delivery from our 4 locations in Western Pennsylvania. We also serve Eastern Ohio, Northern Western Virginia, and Western New York. Service means business at Western Pennsylvania's premier pipe and supply company, Interstate Pipe and Supply.
Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning provides residential and light commercial air conditioning services throughout the area. They understand the importance of your cooling system working properly. That is why you can trust in Vanderhoof to do the job right. Whether it's a non-working air conditioner, yearly maintenance, or a new install, you can be assured that we will solve your problem quickly and efficiently. Your home's air conditioning system is far more than just temperature. It's a complete comfort system that combines temperature, humidity, air quality, and above all, safety. Vanderhoof Heating and Air Conditioning in Titusville.
Looking for expert orthopedic care? Dr. Charlie Gates, a trusted name at Titusville Area Hospital, can help you regain mobility and a better quality of life. With years of experience and a passion for personalized care, Dr. Gates specializes in treating a wide range of orthopedic conditions. Whether it's joint pain, sports injuries, or orthopedic surgery, trust Dr. Charlie Gates at Titusville Area Hospital for your orthopedic care. Call 814-827-9770 today to schedule your appointment.
Welcome to Inspire Med Spa, the place you know and love for massages, Botox, laser resurfacing, and semi-permanent makeup. Now we're offering even more, including laser hair removal, tattoo removal, and hair rejuvenation. Our team is here to provide expert care in a peaceful, luxurious environment designed with your relaxation in mind. And with our newly added services, now you can get all your beauty services in one place. Visit Inspire Med Spa today, because you deserve to look and feel your best.
I know sometimes we get into it and it's just hard on both of us, but try to understand me more and I'll try to do the same. But you have excuses because you're old, so it's okay.
Listening is a form of love. Find ways to support your kids at soundidouttogether.org.
Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding is located at 305 East Spring Street in Titusville. Marsh Home Center welcomes you in to explore their growing inventory of name brand furniture, appliances, and bedding. Need something not currently in stock? No problem. Order from Marsh's online catalog and have it delivered right to your door. Visit Marsh's to see their entire showroom. Ask questions, see what items are on sale, or just stop in and say hi. Marsh Home Center Furniture, Appliances, and Bedding behind Giant Eagle in Titusville.
Whether you want to go and lead in your craft in the trades, whether you want to go and be that nurse or medical worker and have a real impact on lives, or whether you want to go and help that business improve its bottom line, this is the place. And now is your time to go with confidence, to go with skill, to go succeed. The Education and Training Center at Pitt Titusville.
Vehicle shopping? Make sure you check out Titusville Ford first. Shop our amazing selection of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs in stock. Visit us on Route 8 in Titusville and see why our customer service is a cut above the rest. Titusville Ford, your hometown dealer.
Wall Street's main indexes ended lower on Monday, with the Dow dropping almost 0.5%, the S&P 500 shedding 0.25%, and the Nasdaq losing nearly 0.33%. Investors digested reports that major semiconductor companies NVIDIA and AMD had agreed to give the Trump administration 15% of revenue from sales of their advanced chips to China. Separately, President Trump said gold would not be subject to tariffs, appearing to reverse Friday's reports that tariffs could be placed on some gold imports. Trump also signed an executive order extending a pause in sharply higher U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports for another 90 days. The latest trade news contributed to Monday's risk-off sentiment for stocks, said Ross Mayfield, investment strategist at Baird Private Wealth Management.
There's still a little bit of uncertainty around the macro backdrop, right? Tariffs, you had kind of some headlines about whether gold would be under tariffs. You had some mixed news around semiconductors and the new, pretty unusual kind of collaboration, if you want to call it that, between AMD and NVIDIA and the U.S. government. So I think markets again, sitting right near all-time highs. Sentiment has caught up to price.
Among individual movers, shares of Micron Technology gained 4% after the chip maker raised its forecast for fourth quarter revenue and adjusted profit. Intel stock rallied 3.5% after a report said CEO Lip-Bu Tan arrived at the White House on Monday. Trump had called for his removal last week. Investors now turn their focus to July's Consumer Price Index inflation report, due on Tuesday, for clues on whether the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates at its September policy meeting.
So we get inflation data this week, obviously very important. It's been kind of the premier economic data point for the last 5 years. There's a lot riding on this because I think the Fed wants to cut now that we've had the weak jobs data. We've had several Fed governors come out and make the case for cuts. We've seen the Fed fund futures market start to pull cuts forward. But if you see a significant uptick in inflation, and particularly in that kind of goods, imports, tariff adjacent inflation, there's going to be some anxiety at the Fed to cut as aggressively as I think the job market demands. Stagflation is not our base case by any means, but it kind of brings the conversation back to the fore, where you have weak job data, you have an economy that's kind of slowing outside of the AI sector, which is kind of its own thing. But inflation is sticky enough that the Fed can't really do what they know they need to do, which is cut rates and get back to a neutral policy position. So I think they're in a tough place. We're going to get a lot of data before their next September meeting. So even if this CPI report isn't great, there's time to get some more data. But I think it's really important that we keep kind of that core inflation, even if it's around 3%, I think that's fine. Inflation, the Fed aims for 2, we never get 2. So if it's at high 2s, low 3s, the Fed can cut since we're in such a restrictive territory, but there's a lot riding on it. Yeah, so I think investors looking at this AMD NVIDIA deal with the US government might see, potential downside risk, both just, again, in terms of revenues for the biggest companies, you're kind of hitting them at the top line. But the bigger picture would be this kind of quasi state ownership, or more of a China model with regards to their state-owned enterprises. I think it puts a little pause in how we're allowing the biggest companies in our ecosystem, the fastest growers, the ones at the cutting edge of technology, to operate. Obviously, you want to allow them to access as many markets as possible, to grow as quickly as possible, to be leaders in a very important space. But I do think that the way that this deal is set up can give investors a little bit of pause about whether this sort of thing will become more normal, and just the idea of a little bit more government intervention into private enterprise. So enough maybe to give investors some pause, although at the end of the day, not enough to stop the AI or the NVIDIA growth machine.
U.S. President Donald Trump on Monday said he was nominating economist E.J. Antony as the new Bureau of Labor Statistics Commissioner. That comes 10 days after Trump fired the agency's previous leader, Erica McIntyre. He blamed her without evidence for manipulating the figures on a weak scorecard of the job market for July. On Monday, Trump posted on True Social that, quote, "Our economy is booming, and EJ will ensure that the numbers released are honest and accurate." Antony is currently the chief economist at the influential conservative think tank Heritage Foundation. He also contributed to Project 2025, the controversial conservative plan to overhaul the government. Antony has in the past been critical of the Bureau of Labor Statistics, which is the Labor Department's statistical agency. The BLS's monthly figures about the state of the job market and inflation are consumed by a global audience of economists, investors, business leaders, public policymakers, and consumers. Their release routinely has a visible and real-time effect on stock, bond, and currency markets around the world. Pending his confirmation by the Senate, Antony would take over an agency that has come under heightened scrutiny for the reliability of the data it produces, which Trump added to when he fired McIntyre. Antony would face the challenges the agency has had with declining survey response rates and data collection issues with other critical numbers, including inflation.
Chinese authorities have reportedly urged local companies to avoid using NVIDIA's H20 AI chips, particularly for government-related purposes. A report by Bloomberg News on Tuesday cited people familiar with the matter. It said that authorities have sent notices to a range of firms discouraging the use of the less advanced semiconductors, with the guidance reportedly taking a particularly strong stance against the use of NVIDIA's H20s for any government or national security-related work. Reuters could not immediately confirm the report. NVIDIA said in a statement on Tuesday that the H20 chip is not a military product or for government infrastructure. It comes after China's state media said the H20 chips pose security concerns. NVIDIA has said that its products have no backdoors that would allow remote access or control. It also follows comments from US President Donald Trump on Monday. He suggested that he might allow NVIDIA to sell a scaled-down version of its next-generation advanced GPU chip, Blackwell, in China. That's despite deep-seated fears in Washington that Beijing could harness US AI capabilities to supercharge its military. The most advanced chip NVIDIA is currently allowed to sell in China is the H20. The Trump administration last week confirmed an unprecedented deal with NVIDIA and AMD. It will give the US government 15% of revenue from sales of some advanced chips in China.
AMC Entertainment reported a more than 35% surge in second quarter revenue on Monday, beating Wall Street expectations as top U.S. blockbusters A Minecraft Movie and Lilo & Stitch brought bigger crowds to theaters. Shares of AMC ended almost 3.5% higher after reporting the results. The theater chain said moviegoers' attendance jumped nearly 26%. The film industry worldwide has benefited from a recovering box office and growing consumer demand for premium moviegoing experiences. Warner Bros. Discovery's video game-based film, A Minecraft Movie, grossed nearly $1 billion globally, helping the company report 55% growth in its studio unit and a surprise profit during the April to June period. AMC still reported a net loss of $4.7 million, but the rebound at the box office helped significantly narrow that figure from a nearly $33 million loss a year earlier.
In the suburbs outside Indonesia's capital Jakarta, Cindy Noviani is making lunch for her son with a staple you'd find in any Indonesian kitchen, Indomie. It's the country's largest instant noodle brand and the second best-selling in Asia, after Japan's Nissin. And thanks to the Trump administration's trade policies, it could become even more affordable for Noviani and her family. Each month, she says they eat over 20 packets of Indomie, and they aren't alone. The noodles are a daily favorite for millions of Indonesians. Now, wheat from the US, a key ingredient in instant noodles, is going to be tariff-free. In July, a trade deal between the US and Indonesia eliminated tariffs of over 99% of US goods coming in, including wheat. That's likely to make it cheaper for Indomie and other instant noodles. It's also good news for Jakarta's vibrant street food scene. Roadside noodle stands thrive on its bustling corners. 44-year-old Mulyana runs a stall he says goes through more than 100 packets when it's busy. Cheaper noodles are a boost for him and could give Indonesia's noodle makers a leg up on the world stage too. That's according to Andri Satrio, an economics and finance researcher in Jakarta.
Harapannya adalah industri juga tertolong gitu ya. Apalagi kalau kita melihat bahwa
we hope the industry will also benefit, especially since the food and beverage industry has not yet returned to its pre-pandemic levels, where growth was in the double digits.
Jadi kita harapkan dengan biaya input yang turun gitu ya, tentu saja akan.
We hope that with lower input costs for the final product, these wheat flour-based processed products will be more competitive in the global and international markets.
Di pasar global, di internasional begitu.
The new policy is likely to heat up competition among U.S. wheat competitors. Right now, Indonesia's main source of wheat, Australia, still faces tariffs.
Throughout the weekend and into our Monday, that warm sunshine was widespread here throughout the Northeast. Now, it's still in place for today with those warm conditions, but we're really going to start to feel a little bit more of that mugginess as we're going to keep an eye on some moisture increasing ahead of a frontal system that will bring us some changes, especially as we head into tomorrow. But we still have that heat risk here across the Northeast, especially a little more here as we head through the day today with some of that mugginess about, and a high temperature 91 into Philadelphia, 92 into Boston, to 93 into Pittsburgh. And we will start to see by end of day and into our Wednesday those storm chances increasing here across the Northeast. Now, as storm chances move in, it is looking at a low severe threat, though we will see some frequent lightning, especially noting that Wednesday still expected to be fairly warm and muggy, but we'll watch that cold front move through and bring us back to some more pleasant sunshine through the end of the work week.
All right, let's take a look at the weather forecast for northwest Pennsylvania. Sunshine and a few clouds today, a high of 90. Partly cloudy tonight, lows in the upper 60s. Wednesday, thunderstorms, upper 70s. Thursday, partly cloudy, low 80s. Friday, sunshine, mid 80s. Saturday, mostly sunny, upper 80s. And, going to be warm Sunday, too, mid 80s before we get into the upper 70s first of next week. Meadville this morning at 70 degrees. Camber Springs, Edinburgh at 68, Titusville 63, Franklin this morning 65, Oil City 65 degrees here at 7:52. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Beautiful start to this Tuesday. I like running around this morning. I was looking out the window and I thought for a split second, is it going to rain today? Like I couldn't remember yesterday if I had rain in the forecast or if I saw that somewhere where maybe there's a threat. But it looks like it's going to be pretty decent today.
I don't know. I was like overwhelmed with the smoke.
Oh, yeah, I did smell it this morning. Now, tomorrow we're supposed to get some thunderstorms. So just keep that in the back of your mind. I think Meadville Medical Center, do they have a golf outing today? Did I see that? That could be the case. So good thing it's today, if it is today.
Yeah.
Get that in and enjoy the weather. Just warm. That's all. Just warm. Boy, I'll tell you, this injury's driving me nuts because I really want to get out and play. And I notice our youngest, he's been walking around the house or, I don't know, just walking around, practicing. Did you see him yesterday?
I have, but we're kind of out of time for him to even go back out because he's got...
Oh, no, there's weekends and weekends and weekends. What's that look for?
Obviously, you didn't look at the schedule.
No.
Thank you.
But you did a really nice job putting it together.
I
will probably look at it, I don't know, as I throw it away at the end of the season. Hey, Kentucky Fried Chicken. That sounds good this morning, doesn't it?
Not at all, but go ahead.
Really?
Not for breakfast, no.
You're telling me if somebody placed a bucket of Kentucky Fried Chicken on that table, that smell, you wouldn't be like, okay, I'm going to at least pick the skin off.
Go ahead.
No.
Not this morning, no. Go.
No way.
Talk about your chicken.
You would resist just because you would want to win. But you'd be like, okay, that does smell good. All right, anyhow, I wasn't going to talk about. I was going to talk about Kentucky Fried Chicken, but not necessarily chicken. Apparently, there's a fan favorite side dish returning after it's been like 5 years. KFC is bringing back its beloved potato wedges.
Oh, I remember this.
Nationwide, starting August 18th. After a 5-year absence. Hot and spicy wings featuring a bold marinade and double hand breading for extra crunch also returning. I remember those. Both items are available for a limited time with prices and availability varying by location. So the Colonel heard fans loud and clear. And they're bringing that stuff back. How about the snack wraps at McDonald's? Those are back after, 5-6 years?
It feels like, it's been
I thought a lot of this stuff, some of the stuff I was thinking that because of COVID, these things went away. And I'm discovering that's not entirely true. Some of them were going away prior to COVID.
We're just blaming COVID for everything.
That could be.
Yeah.
That could
That's
be.
easy.
Or Did they know something we didn't know?
I doubt it.
So, but yeah, look for those. They were like those big potato wedges, weren't they?
Well seasoned, very good.
In case you haven't been following along, the business spat between Daryl Hall and John Oates has been resolved, according to attorneys. Don't expect them to ever get back together.
Yes.
We can't fall for that. Even if it's a wish on your list, not happening. They're not getting together. Even if you were a rich girl, they would not get back together if you offered to pay them to get back together and play.
Are you done?
You don't want to play along?
No. No.
Is that because you're out of touch?
And you're out of time.
All right. How about this? Taylor Swift has announced her 12th album. Did she take it? Are they taking a break? Her and Travis Kelce?
Do you think I paid attention to that? I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I didn't even know they were still together.
Well, can you look? Can you check?
My Lord, I can't.
Well,
even
this is just. This is like a mental health check here for fans. I thought I had read somewhere. I don't think they've separated. I don't think they're taking a break. But these headlines pop up from time to time. So I was just curious if this one was true because I don't pay attention or really care.
Wait. I don't know when this was posted. August 6th. Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce reportedly took a major step in their relationship.
Oh, that's what I saw.
They're looking at property in Chagrin Falls.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So not a step backwards, but a step forward.
Yeah. They looked at least 2 opulent homes currently for sale in Northeast Ohio's Tony East Side suburbs.
Was I in Chagrin Falls at one point? Don't they have a balloon race there?
I have no idea.
Or is that? Was I thinking somewhere else?
I don't know what Chagrin Falls is.
Anyways, Taylor Swift surprised fans early Tuesday morning with the announcement of her brand new album, The Life of a Showgirl. The pop icon revealed the news at exactly 12:12 a.m. on August 12th in a teaser clip shared on her boyfriend Travis Kelce's New Heights podcast. Speculation about a new era began swirling Monday when fans noticed a mysterious countdown clock on Swift's official website, sparking rumors of her 12th studio release.
Dun, dun, dun.
So it's going to be kind of interesting to see what the songs are since she didn't break up with Kelce. And
I know, right? What is she writing about now?
Exactly. What will she be writing about now? Maybe they'll all be like happy, positive songs. Uplifting. I don't know. Not into it, huh?
I have no idea. Sorry. I don't even know her songs. I'm that old.
Next hour, Joe Tech will be joining us. We'll get his take on it, huh?
I'm sure he'll know.
He's keeping tabs on all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
There he is. I could ask him right now. Taylor Swift.
Ask me right now.
Taylor Swift, 12th album coming out. You excited?
Were you aware that they're, what's his name?
Travis Kelce? Oh.
Oh. No, they're house shopping in Chagrin Falls,
yeah.
Ohio.
Hey, Joe's got a very talented kid. Won, I think, an art show prize this past weekend.
For over 11 years, Triple M Roofing has been providing Amish quality craftsmanship and work ethic that you can rely on. Pole barns, decks, porches, siding, and almost all roofing needs, Triple M Roofing will get the job done on time without sacrificing quality or the promise to deliver within your budget. Call today for a free estimate, 814-964-0472. Waiting is what you'll do with the other guys. Getting it done is what we do. Amish owned and operated, we're Triple M Roofing.
Who can solve this equation? Ooh, me. Anyone else? Fine. Jake from State Farm. Again.
All right. It's the personal price plan theorem. If you bundle your home and auto, that can equal an affordable price just for you.
Bundling. Just another way to save with the personal price plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Are you tired of juggling multiple pill bottles? Titusville Express Pharmacy has your solution, now offering compliance packaging. Your medication sorted and sealed by dose, making it easier than ever to stay on track. In a hurry? Take advantage of our convenient drive-through service. We also offer free local delivery for those that qualify. Titusville Express Pharmacy, where convenience meets care. Visit us today at 401 West Spring Street in Titusville. Simplify your medication routine with Titusville Express Pharmacy.
Poppy's Equipment and Storage Rental in Pleasantville is committed to providing our customers with exceptional service while offering quality rental equipment. Poppy's is now an authorized steel dealer with everything you need to have for sawing and cutting or mowing to digging. And of course, Poppy's has tents, tables, chairs, heaters, generators, barbecues, and more for your next wedding or get-together. Need firewood or propane? No problem. Whether you're in construction or a weekend warrior, reach out to Poppy's about your next project. Poppy's Place on the Tenesta Road in Pleasantville. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, serving Crawford, Venango, Forest, and Warren counties. Their mission is to provide quality, low-cost, and personal financial products for the growth and security of their members and families. Stop in, call, or visit our website, communityconnectfcu.com, and click Join to get started. Community Connect Federal Credit Union, 1050 East Spring Street in Titusville.
Fat Chad's Brewing is Titusville's premier dining destination, offering fine dining served with a cold beverage and great conversations. Try our new menu items, the T-bone steak, homemade meatloaf dinner, or soft shell crab tacos. Our pasta entries and sandwiches are just as popular. Try the new lobster ravioli, shrimp and scallop pasta, or our popular Asiago chicken. Don't forget about our famous burgers or fish sandwich, all served with fresh cut fries. Come in Saturday nights for Wild Game Saturdays. For good food and good times, it's Fat Chad's Brewing in Titusville.
Titusville Market Square is home to over 100 unique vendors featuring antiques, collectibles, candles, coins, baked goods, dairy products, food items, comic books, toys, and so much more. You'll discover something new every time you walk through the door. Did we mention the selection of baked goods, breads, Clark's Donuts, and Amish pies? Titusville Market Square has you covered. Stop in to explore today. Titusville Market Square in downtown Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Wall Street's main indexes ended lower on Monday, with the Dow dropping almost 0.5%, the S&P 500 shedding 0.25%, and the Nasdaq losing nearly 0.33%. Investors digested reports that major semiconductor companies NVIDIA and AMD had agreed to give the Trump administration 15% of revenue from sales of their advanced chips to China. Separately, President Trump said gold would not be subject to tariffs, appearing to reverse Friday's reports that tariffs could be placed on some gold imports. Trump also signed an executive order extending a pause in sharply higher U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports for another 90 days. The latest trade news contributed to Monday's risk-off sentiment for stocks, said Ross Mayfield, investment strategist at Baird Private Wealth Management.
There's still a little bit of uncertainty around the macro backdrop, right? Tariffs, you had kind of some headlines about whether gold would be under tariffs. You had some mixed news around semiconductors and the new, pretty unusual kind of collaboration, if you want to call it that, between AMD and NVIDIA and the U.S. government. So I think markets, again, sitting right near all-time highs, sentiment has caught up to price.
Among individual movers, shares of Micron Technology gained 4% after the chip maker raised its forecast for fourth quarter revenue and adjusted profit. Intel stock rallied 3.5% after a report said CEO Lip-Bu Tan arrived at the White House on Monday. Trump had called for his removal last week. Investors now turn their focus to July's Consumer Price Index inflation report, due on Tuesday, for clues on whether the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates at its September policy meeting.
We welcome Joe Tech to the program this morning. I was trying to play a clip here, Joe. This is a story this morning about NVIDIA having maybe some issues in China not wanting to sell their chip because of, I don't know, it's the same stuff you kind of hear in the U.S., but I want to play this because what's fascinating to me, it looks like NVIDIA's corporate buildings are designed in a unique way.
Yeah.
Now, I will try to get this to play here this morning. How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Chinese authorities have reportedly urged local companies to avoid using NVIDIA's H20 AI chips, particularly for government-related purposes. A report by Bloomberg News on Tuesday cited people familiar with the matter. It said that authorities have sent notices to a range of firms discouraging the use of the less advanced semiconductors, with the guidance reportedly taking a particularly strong stance against the use of NVIDIA's H20s for any government or national security-related work. Reuters could not immediately confirm the report. NVIDIA said in a statement on Tuesday that the H20 chip is not a military product or for government infrastructure. It comes after China's state media said the H20 chips pose security concerns.
Yeah, so that's the story. But what caught my attention, the design of some of those buildings. They look like video cards. But anyhow, how's it going?
Good, real good. That's actually part of a class in that I took in school. As an architectural engineer, we had to take some architecture classes, and the one section of one of the architecture classes was buildings that essentially he went through a bunch of buildings, unique designs and buildings that look like the company. There was one that was a basket making company, and the building looked like a basket. They designed it it looks like a basket with a handle and everything.
Really?
Yeah, really cool.
Huh.
But yeah, there are those designers that like to do that, and I feel bad for the next user who, the basket making company goes out of business and somebody wants to buy the building. It's like, what am I going to do with this building that looks like a basket? I don't. It's hard to modify that.
I think we've all around here driven past places that used to be like a Pizza Hut or whatever.
The Pizza Huts, yeah.
Yeah. And it's like, okay, well, that's still the
still
same.
Looks like a Pizza Hut. Yeah, the roof line is very unique, and yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. What do you think of Apple's headquarters?
It looks cool. I don't know from an architectural standpoint how that space layout works. If you've got to get to something on the other side, it's a long way around. Or, I'm sure they're grouped, so that the people you work with mostly are near you. But and in that overhead shot, there were multiple buildings, and a lot of these companies do that. They actually have campuses with multiple buildings, and so specific teams will work in certain buildings, and if you do have to go to another team, you have to actually go outside and go to another building to talk to them, because they're just such huge companies.
So that's Apple's.
Yeah, that's Apple's. It looks really cool, and I've read a couple articles in the past when they were working on the design of that they have some really pretty unique. The glass is there was something about the glass that was pretty unique. It's essentially glass around the whole outside.
Well, I think that was one of the things. You're right. Was getting the degree changes of that curvature right, and yeah. But that is big. That's huge. Like you're right, to go from like one point to another.
Yeah. You're either staying inside if it's a crappy day out, you're walking all the way around, or you're cutting through the middle. It's pretty cool. It's pretty unique from a heating and cooling standpoint. A lot of buildings will be oriented. There's what they call passive heating. Where the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, and in North America, it's typically a little bit to the south, so some designers will orient their building to try and maximize the sun shining in to, especially if you're in the northern climate, to maximize that solar gain so that you don't, you can use some natural heating. But with that thing, there you go, there's the basket building. Yeah.
That's really cool.
It's cool. But again,
hopefully they're in business.
Hopefully they're in business for a long, long time. Yeah. So yeah, it's. Well, I haven't seen that view. That's cool.
Were you expecting sandwiches or a giant apple up there?
Yeah, I was. Yeah, slice of pie. But yeah.
Yeah, that's fascinating.
Yeah. Yep.
I always like those images too, like the guys in the 20s and 30s building skyscrapers in New York City. Just hanging off beams.
I did a project at a ski resort, and it was early in the ski season, and we were erecting steel. So big cranes picking up individual pieces of steel. They were bolting them and welding them into place. We left at the end of the day, and apparently when we left, they turned the snowmaking, big blowers on top of big poles. They started those. Well, the wind shifted and blew all that into the building. Oh. So we get in, and there's like a layer of ice on all these, steel beams, and they have to walk across them. And so they climbed up and took a scraper, scraped the ice as they walked across. Those guys were incredible. I mean, and there was another day where it snowed, and they had laid out a bunch of pieces that they needed for the next day, and they were all covered. So you had to dig them all out to see the notes on the side to get the right pieces to pick. And
oh, wow.
I think through that winter we missed like 1 or 2 days was it. And they just they might only get 3-4 hours productivity because they had to warm up the machines and dig out and everything, but they were fantastic. Wow. And yeah, they were just like that. I mean, it was no matter the weather, they're walking across the across the beams and just hanging out like it's no big deal. Just like they're walking on the ground. Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yep. Very cool.
Well, yeah, the designs certainly are interesting for reasons you had mentioned, climate, all sorts of things. And then, again, that personal touch that a company has if they're building a building. And
yeah.
Does it fit their personality or their product? And yeah, interesting.
Yep. Very cool.
I wonder how many people are going to ChatGPT and asking, if you were to design a building for my company that does this.
I'm sure that's, a lot. So.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, what's been happening?
Well, we have some sad news, Luke.
Oh.
I know. In a day where, AI is taking over, we don't know which way's up, and we rely on these products and companies that have seen us through the old standbys. After 35 years.
I know what you're going to say.
Yeah.
You've got mail.
Yep. A sound that's familiar to many of us. Yep.
Oh, those are the days.
Yeah. Dial-up internet. AOL has announced September 30th they will no longer support dial-up internet.
I have to ask, have they released any numbers? Like, who is still using dial-up?
Do you want to guess?
2 million people.
Not even close.
25.
174 or 5,000 people.
Really?
Uh-huh. Yeah, so not very many people, especially compared to what, like 26 million, I think, at their height, or maybe it was more than that. They at one point claimed that they had a new account set up every 6 seconds. So yeah, the filler of landfills with old CDs finally going to cut the cord, as it were. The other thing I was thinking of is these have to be old computers too, because I find it hard to believe that new computers even come with a modem that would do that would work with it, or let alone a port to plug into. They might have a Ethernet port, but they don't have phone jacks in them anymore, because that was essentially built right into the modem. So they have to be using old computers too. It boggles the mind that, or the question is, are these people even getting online anymore? Or they just still have an account? So,
well, as of 2024, here's a step-by-step guide on how to use dial-up.
Oh my goodness!
So, and Windows still supports this. You go to the Connect to control panel.
Wow.
Network and internet connections. Create a new connection. Yeah, it's there. Why they would still be using? I don't know.
Can you imagine using that speed internet right now?
I'll tell you what, though. Have you watched any videos of people using, like, what was it, the Windows 3.1 or?
Oh yeah.
Like, I would love to go back. I'd love to find a computer that has that, just to kind of like that sound where it's
just that nostalgia feel. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah. We had a baseball tournament in State College, so we were walking around campus a little bit because they're renovating some of the engineering buildings.
Oh, nice.
So I wanted to go walk around and see them, and it was again that memory of, oh yeah, that 4th floor, that was the computer lab. Because yes, we had computers like in our dorms or in our apartments, but they weren't powerful enough to run AutoCAD. So we had to go into the computer lab to actually use AutoCAD, and nobody wanted to pay for a license to AutoCAD because it was expensive, even if you had a computer that could run it. So yeah, we would sit as in a room full of computers and sit there and do our CAD work. now it's like, yeah, everybody.
Wow.
I doubt they even have computer labs anymore because everybody has their own laptops and they're powerful enough to run AutoCAD, and there's free versions you can use. So, yeah, I hadn't thought of that until I was standing there, and I was like, oh yeah, that was the computer lab.
I remember my first laptop. It was a Gateway.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You want to guess how much I spent on it? I had to get a loan from the bank, and I was in high school. Like almost a senior, senior year, maybe senior. But yeah, I had to go to the bank and get a little personal loan.
$2,500? Higher.
Yeah, it was over $3.
Over $3, yeah. No, I believe it.
But when that came, it was the coolest thing.
Yep.
For like 10 minutes, and then it's like, okay, now what can I do with it?
Yeah, now what can I do with it? Exactly.
Although it was pretty high tech. Like I could put a DVD in, which was a newer thing. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I remember I had to get a used one first to make sure that I would use it. And so it was a guy that had worked, I think he had worked at PennDOT. It was a guy over in Oil City. And it was the old God bless you, the old 5 1/4, and you'd put the arm down. Yeah. And so that was my first one. And yeah, the green monitor. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
You're watching The Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. And if you're watching us using dial-up, good for you. Good luck with that.
I am impressed if you are.
You're probably only...
Yeah.
Joe Tech with us here this morning.
Yep. Let's see. So it was, 175,000. Let's see. Yeah. At its peak in the late 90s and early 2000s, AOL had over 23 million subscribers, making it the dominant internet service provider at the time. It was estimated to have gained a new user every 6 seconds, which is crazy. But then in 1999, it acquired Time Warner and a massive $165 billion all-stock deal that became regarded as one of the most disastrous deals in media. And I think, don't you think maybe they were just ahead of their time?
Probably.
Because that has happened afterwards, and it hasn't been great, but it hasn't been disastrous. And I think they just saw that, okay, we need to grow beyond this, and if we're owning the means to provide the service, why don't we provide the service on the back end, and we'll have the media and the way to get it. So
I think timing and luck can be more beneficial to a company sometimes than how many companies have you seen they were the first to really come out and do something, and they get so wrapped up into it, or all their resources are into a certain part of it that they can't expand.
Yeah.
And you got another company that comes up that can kind of pick up where you are struggling, and then all of a sudden the market seems to be saying, "Oh, we want this.
Yeah.
Oh, you've got this," and then that company that maybe designed it or came up with the idea, goes away.
Yep. Well, and I think Google, to a large extent, is fearful of that, and that's why they created their, I forget what they call their lab, their experimental lab, but they'll allow their folks to work on things that are not in their core, that because they don't want to be the ones caught with their their pants down, as it were. They want to be able to adapt and grow, and if there's another market that they can make some money in, they're willing to go into it. And
who was out first, Yahoo or Google?
Yahoo was first.
So what? So again, kind of going back to what we're talking about, what did Google do that kept them going where Yahoo's struggled over the years?
So Google was popular early on because they were two things. They were super fast, and it was super clean and simple. It was literally a white page with a box. You typed in your search, and you hit go. And when your search results came up, they literally told you how long it took. And so that was the cool thing. Whereas Yahoo would, or some of the other ones, the early ones, would take longer, and it was more cluttered. They early on were, this is all we do. This is what we do, search. And so in addition to that, their algorithm was really good, and it would give you the results you wanted higher up on the list. So it was a couple of factors, but then it just became a cool thing, because it was the new thing. So again, like you said, the iPhone wasn't the first smart device, but it was the one that put the full package together. Google wasn't the first search engine, but it made it cool. And then all of a sudden, you can Google that. That turning the word into a verb, I don't know that they intended for that, but it rolls off the tongue so well that it just became part of the zeitgeist. And now you don't do an internet search, you Google things. It's like the Kleenexification of search. Yep. It's just, you might be using something else, but you still say, I'm going to Google it. You don't say, I'm going to Bing it. Or if you do, you say it ironically, So, yeah. And then as they added products, they continued to use that cool factor and that exclusivity that young people thought was cool. When Gmail came out, you had to get an invite. So you had to know somebody who knew somebody, to get an invite, to get in early. So it was kind of that cool factor. And I don't want to get into the whole history of Google, because then they started to make some missteps with and just kill things off. And now they have a reputation of coming out with products, but then it's only a matter of time before they kill it off.
Was that some transitions in leadership during that time?
I think it was a lack of focus. Okay. And yeah, I think that was a big part of it, a lack of focus. And
it seems like they've steadied that ship, and they've put out a lot of really cool things.
They have. They still have.
Their AI stuff's really good.
Their AI stuff's really good. Yeah. They still have a reputation for killing things off that are good products, and every time they do, there's, the tech media will put another tombstone up, and they'll go through the list of things that they've killed, and some of it's kind of a shame. Some of it was like, well, it wasn't a great product, and they probably should have killed it, but,
do they really kill it off, or do they shelve it, and then when something comes up that it might be a better fit for that product, they kind of dust it off and will incorporate it?
It's more of a factor of they integrate some of the good things out of a product and put it in, like, I can't even think of their old messaging app, Hangouts, Google Hangouts. They killed it, but they took a lot of the good features and put it into just Google Messages, their text message application. So it's not necessarily that they rehab it or bring it out later. It's just that they almost use it as a test bed, and okay, well, we're going to kill this product, but if you use this product, it's got all the features that you really liked from that previous one. It's just a different name now and looks a little different. And but people get into, they like it, and people don't like drastic change like that. They, I like that product. Why are you doing that? And they've tried social media a couple of different times and have killed them both. The last one was Google Plus, and people really liked Google Plus, but it wasn't. There was a community, but it wasn't a large community. But those that were in it really liked it. They killed their RSS feeder, or RSS reader, which people really, really liked.
Good catching up, Joe.
Yeah,
a lot of great information.
U.S. President Donald Trump said on Monday that both Ukraine and Russia will have to give up territory to end the more than 3-year-long war.
There'll be some land swapping going on. I know that through Russia and through conversations with everybody to the good, for the good of Ukraine. Good stuff, not bad stuff. Also, some bad stuff for both. So there's good and there's bad.
Trump's comments come just days before his highly anticipated meeting with Russian President Vladimir Putin in Alaska. European leaders and Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky plan to speak with Trump ahead of his summit with Putin, amid fears the U.S. may dictate unfavorable peace terms to Ukraine. Zelensky warned on Monday that any concessions to Russia would not persuade it to stop fighting. In an evening video address, Zelensky said there were no signs Russia was preparing to end its hostilities in Ukraine, saying, quote, "They are moving their troops and forces in such a way as to launch new offensive operations," and adding, quote, "If someone is preparing for peace, this is not what is done." While Zelensky will not be in attendance at the Alaska summit Friday, Trump said he would immediately relay the details of the conversation to the Ukrainian leader and expressed optimism about future meetings.
The next meeting will be with Zelensky and Putin, or Zelensky and Putin and me. I'll be there if they need, but I want to have a meeting set up between the two leaders.
Putin has made a flurry of calls in recent days, speaking to the leaders of China, India, Brazil, and 3 ex-Soviet states to brief them on his contacts with the United States. European leaders are expected to meet on Wednesday to discuss how to pressure Russia ahead of their call with Trump. The Trump administration has not disclosed its proposed territorial exchanges or any mechanism to ensure Putin complies with the ceasefire and does not try to overrun more of Ukraine.
Hi, I'm Jasmine Levin, and I proudly own and operate Puppy Levin. Puppy Levin is a pet care salon dedicated to caring for your furry companions. We provide certified dog grooming services along with boarding and doggy daycare. Our facility is family-owned and operated and promise personalized care for every pet that comes through our doors. If you're worried about your furry friend being lonely when you're gone, we also have on-site personnel 24/7 just for their comfort. Follow us on Facebook and call or text us at 814-758-9259 to make an appointment today.
Anyone with a kind and generous heart and a little money can be a philanthropist. You too can be a force for good in our community, and the Crawford Heritage Community Foundation is here to help you make the most of your charitable giving. We've partnered with hundreds of people like you to make our world and our community a better place. You can give through us to support scholarships or any charitable organization or purpose. Whether you're interested in establishing a permanent endowment or adding to an existing fund, we want to be a part of your plan. Contact us when you're ready to make your mark. Together, we can make your contribution go further.
The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home has been serving the needs of Titusville and surrounding communities since 1965. Mr. Garrett believed in tradition and commitment to excellence, standards that have been passed down from one generation to now a new generation, who will work to provide you with a beautiful, lasting tribute to your loved one. When you need them, they will be there for you. This has been their foundation for almost 60 years. The Gordon B. Garrett Funeral Home, 303 North Washington Street in Titusville.
Thinking about switching to 5G home internet? Think again. Unlike Zoom from Armstrong, 5G home internet is delivered by a cell tower. The further away you are, or the more devices connected to that tower, the slower your internet is. Cell phone providers also play favorites. When their network gets busy, cell phones win, and your home internet pays the price. Stick with Armstrong to get more data, more speed, and internet whenever you need it, not whenever they want. Armstrong, keeping you connected.
Sheer Design is Titusville's exclusive Paul Mitchell-focused salon. This full-service salon specializes in coloring, cuts, nails, and tanning. Owner Angela Saxon has over 20 years' experience as a Paul Mitchell professional. She and her licensed staff offer all cuts and styles for men and women of all ages. Call 814-827-0010 or stop in at 116 South Kerr Street in Titusville.
J. Gill Plumbing and Heating takes pride in being the premier heating and air conditioning service provider in the area. With over 30 years of experience, our highly skilled and certified technicians will work closely with you to address your heating and air conditioning repair, installation, or maintenance needs. Our team is dedicated to making your home the ultimate place of comfort. Call today to get a free estimate. We also offer financing options and membership opportunities that provide peace of mind and cost savings. Call J. Gill Plumbing and Heating today or visit them online 24/7 at jgillplumbingheating.com.
If you're looking for a professional massage therapist, Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville is here for you. Ray and Rauch graduated from Slippery Rock University with a bachelor's degree in exercise and rehabilitative sciences with an emphasis in athletic training. Tranquil Moments offers a wide range of services, from Swedish massage to deep tissue, sugar scrubs to hot towel inclusion therapy. Like them on Facebook and visit their website to learn more about all the services they offer. Tranquil Moments Massage in Titusville.
Share the fun of train travel and relive our country's oil history as you ride the OC&T through the valley that changed the world. Learn about the past while traveling on vintage cars. See a variety of wildlife with stops at Drakewell Park, Petroleum Center, and Oil Creek State Park. Arrive early and see the vast collection of train and railroad memorabilia at Perry Street Station. After the ride, enjoy a night's stay at the Caboose Motel. For seasonal specials or for more information, visit octrr.org or call 814-676-1733.
Wall Street's main indexes ended lower on Monday, with the Dow dropping almost 0.5%, the S&P 500 shedding 0.25%, and the Nasdaq losing nearly 0.33%. Investors digested reports that major semiconductor companies NVIDIA and AMD had agreed to give the Trump administration 15% of revenue from sales of their advanced chips to China. Separately, President Trump said gold would not be subject to tariffs, appearing to reverse Friday's reports that tariffs could be placed on some gold imports. Trump also signed an executive order extending a pause in sharply higher U.S. tariffs on Chinese imports for another 90 days. The latest trade news contributed to Monday's risk-off sentiment for stocks, said Ross Mayfield, investment strategist at Baird Private Wealth Management.
There's still a little bit of uncertainty around the macro backdrop, right? Tariffs, you had kind of some headlines about whether gold would be under tariffs. You had some mixed news around semiconductors and the new, pretty unusual kind of collaboration, if you want to call it that, between AMD and NVIDIA and the U.S. government. So I think markets, again, sitting right near all-time highs. Sentiment has caught up to price.
Among individual movers, shares of Micron Technology gained 4% after the chip maker raised its forecast for fourth quarter revenue and adjusted profit. Intel stock rallied 3.5% after a report said CEO Lip-Bu Tan arrived at the White House on Monday. Trump had called for his removal last week. Investors now turn their focus to July's Consumer Price Index inflation report, due on Tuesday, for clues on whether the Federal Reserve will lower interest rates at its September policy meeting.
All right, let's take a quick look at that weather forecast for Northwest Pennsylvania on this Tuesday morning. Going to be a nice day today. Sunshine, a few clouds, and a high of 90. Partly cloudy skies tonight with lows in the upper 60s. Wednesday, thunderstorms, upper 70s. Thursday, partly cloudy, low 80s. Friday, sunshine, mid 80s. Saturday, mostly sunny with temperatures in the upper 80s. Warming up out there this morning. We're upper 60s throughout Northwest Pennsylvania. Some places low 70s. Meadville's at 73. Cambridge Springs, Edinboro 71. It's about 65 in Titusville, 67 Franklin, 66 in Oil City. This is the Morning Drill. You're watching it on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Well, forget Joseph A. Bank. How about Joseph Tech? I was going to say A. Tech, but I don't want to confuse anybody. Joseph R. Tech?
Hey, I don't know. You're the idea guy here.
Failing miserably today.
That's all right.
Yeah.
We'll try again.
Talking technology here on a Tuesday morning. It was good.
Yeah.
Was it Sam Altman that just came out this week, that said college kids in the next 10 years are going to be having to change what they're learning in school? College is going to be different.
Yeah, I believe that was him. Yeah, so I don't know that he's wrong, and 10 years might be right, but it might be conservative, just because of the speed with which things are changing. Every 6 months, at the current rate, the AI gets twice as smart every 6 months.
Yeah.
Or twice as powerful.
Just saw a video last night. It's funny you mentioned that. Just saw a video last night. Somebody said, hey, this was done using AI 2 years ago. It's a video clip.
Yeah.
Versus a year ago versus now.
Huge difference. Huge difference.
Yeah.
Yeah. The crappy ones now are as good as the top end ones, a year or 2 years ago. So, yeah.
The other thing I've noticed with our stuff, it's been funny where the companies will be like, here, try this. It's free. Use it. And now as it's getting a lot better, it's like, oh, by the way, now we have a paid platform that you can, subscribe to. It's like, okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's first one's free, right? Yeah, they're trying to get you hooked and think of all the ways you could use this. And if you're going to use it a lot, we're going to charge you for it. So, yeah. And that's with a lot of them. It's, if you're using it on the regular, you're probably going to have to pay for it. And unless you can use older models that aren't as good, But eventually, are we going to get to the point where they're all so good that it doesn't matter if you're using the newest version or not? So... And actually, there are people that are trying to go backwards and use older Chat GPT because Sam Altman put out the newest, was it GPT 5? And they're trying to go back to 4.0 because the rollout wasn't great, which I think is starting to become a trend with Sam Altman. It seems like some of their rollouts aren't great. Maybe they aren't quite ready for rollout when they think they are. So.
Not a lot of testing, just excitement to get it out there, or what?
I actually wonder at this point if that's not the model. It's just get it in people's hands. They can be the beta testers, and we'll fix it and move forward.
Yeah.
But things are changing so quickly that you almost have to get it out. And
there's times in the course of a week where there'll be 2 or 3 beta rollouts with Apple. And it's like, okay, now more than likely they caught a glitch of some kind, or the security breach of some kind where they got to patch something quickly. But you don't know, I guess, until you get it out there.
You can test and test and test in-house all you want, but there are going to be people out there that figure out ways that you hadn't thought of, and so to some extent, you got to just put it out there. Let people deal with it in the real world and just fix it.
I don't know if you have anything else you want to bring up, but I was going to throw out this. I was watching a video, I think it was 2 weeks ago. We always talk sometimes about, the technology in movies.
Yeah.
This is crazy CG stuff, right? Mm-hmm. And what they're doing is incredible. But a group of guys who focuses on the technology used in movies said, we need to take a step back and look at the technology used in sports. Because this technology used in sports isn't like you have the luxury of covering an event and then going back in post-production and creating all this stuff.
Yeah.
This is technology that's used live in the moment.
Yes.
And how it reacts to weather conditions and environment and all of this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy what is available in sports technology nowadays versus 5 years ago, 10 years ago.
And you're specifically talking more the broadcasting of the sports.
Correct.
Yeah. Because there's a ton of technology when you're training.
Yes.
For tracking body movements and, flight paths and, the tracking of pitches for baseball. They can detect spin rates and velocities and movements, and it's crazy the things they can do when you're hitting, the exit velocity, the angles, and that's available not just in the major leagues, but for training for young kids, so they can see how hard are you hitting the ball, and the newest one is a vest that you put on that has sensors on it that can actually track your body movement to see, okay, you're too vertical, or you need you're too bent over, or you're rotating too quickly, or whatever it is. But that is all available now as well.
I was watching yesterday a video where the Pittsburgh training camp, right?
Yeah.
It's been going on. They were unloading. Oh, you should have seen the truckloads of equipment to Latrobe to get set up, networks, servers, all the exercise gear and physical therapy type stuff, and the computers, and it was awesome if you like tech to see what they were doing.
Yeah, but you're right. Just all the stuff, and you would know better than I, but to broadcast a game and the cameras and multiple positions and the quality of the cameras, and
Well, the other thing too, Joe, is you look at some of the stuff and you think there was a time where this is exclusive to the networks who could afford it. Some of the stuff, they're saying, hey, we can make this available so that everyday people, let's say golf, TrackMan.
Yeah.
Like a $20,000 system if you wanted to get it, which not only would you use it for golf, but you could use it for baseball or softball, right? But now you can get devices that you can use your phone, and it'll do the graph of the ball, the angle of the ball, the height, the apex, the speed, and all of that. And again, that's right here in your phone. You can get the app or the device that syncs up to it. So while networks are using this stuff, these companies are also saying, okay, how else can we make money with this?
Yeah, because when you're talking about networks, yes, you may be able to charge them more, but you're talking about a limited market. There's only so many NFL games, and so there's only so many systems you can sell. But, if we start talking about college, there's a lot of college football games. And then if we start talking about high school, there's a lot of high school games out there. If you can get it down to, a level that, those folks can purchase it, there's a lot of opportunities there.
Yeah, it's incredible.
So is there something you want to tell us, Luke, or
no? It was just fascinating to watch these industry professionals go from, hey, isn't technology in movies amazing, to what they're doing in live sports, where you don't have the luxury of time and post-production. And afterwards, I'll tell you a story I had yesterday with a client about something where he didn't quite understand that we weren't adding the replays afterwards in post-production.
Oh.
He was watching going, you did that? That's live?
Yeah, that's all live.
But even now, locally, there's still some of that. Like, okay.
Yeah.
Was the wizard behind the curtain?
Yeah. Luke is the wizard. That's what he wants to tell you.
No, not at all. But it's just it is crazy what technology. Again, things that you would see on TV available in your hand with the technology that we have.
Well, and we've talked about it before. To make a movie, you used to have to look at Kevin Smith. He had to max out his credit cards to rent these 8mm cameras. Now, what was the first one was kind of a big deal. The first movie that was filmed on an iPhone. We have enough power in our cell phones to, in the palm of our hands to do that. And with, like you said, with the post-production and filters that you can add, you can do it all with what you have in the palm of your hand. Mm-hmm. It's pretty incredible.
Yeah. And it, again, you'll hear it here in a couple months. This is the greatest iPhone we've ever invented.
Yep.
Or Samsung's going to be coming out with theirs, or they already have. When are they doing that?
They do theirs in the spring now.
Oh, spring?
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So, Yeah, it's going to be interesting. You're watching the Morning Drill on Stream TV and on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Glad you're with us here this morning. Joe Tech, talking technology.
But the cell phone is useless if you don't know how to use it. There's still that, a professional like yourself that knows how to light things, and, somebody who's studied directing and cinema knows how to set up a shot. And, it's not just pull your phone up and, push record. It's still about having a script and, I want you to come in and, we're going to make a long shot, or we're going to make a bunch of super, short cuts. How do you put all that together? I mean, you still have to have that knowledge.
It's extremely funny you say that. I love those videos where, you get a professional who takes like an old camera.
Yeah.
And, lights or whatever, and can make it look better than somebody using new technology that doesn't quite know how to use it, right?
Yep.
Love those things. It's great. I would imagine your business, same thing. And what we're going to do is throw the technology part in here for a minute. It's great. And most people are looking for this technology to replace work that they have to do. Like, I'm not to say that I'm lazy, but I can just have AI handle it and I don't have to worry about it. But there are still jobs, there are still professions where you want that person to put, that human touch to whatever it is they're doing.
Yeah. Even if it is just looking at the AI and saying, that just doesn't feel right. Why don't we adjust the prompt and, we'll work through it and get it to where it needs to be.
Yep. Yeah. I think back to the interview with Phil Tippett in Jurassic Park, where, he was basically, he's the stop motion guy that would animate the dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And when Lucasfilm showed Steven Spielberg, like, here's our digital dinosaurs, the joke was, and they used it in the movie, was, you're out of a job, looks like I'm extinct.
Yeah.
They said, Phil, obviously this is technology that's probably going to replace what you do, but how can we still utilize what you know?
Yes.
And it's okay. Well, you were looking at the fine movements of the dinosaurs and how they move. You need to still do that to show our animators in the computer how to do it.
Yeah, because it wasn't. He understood how a body would move and how the foot would pick up and then
what muscles would be coordinated.
Exactly. And so it's not just about moving the clay model. It's about how would it move and how quickly and how thunderous would the foot being put down be. Exactly. So.
Sometime we need to talk about influencers. I just see there's another couple that died trying to get these amazing shots. And some of them, again, you're only looking at what's in the screen, so some of them aren't as drastic as what they appear to be. But influencers that are on TikTok or Facebook are still pretty relevant today, aren't they?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, they're there for a reason. They got a lot of followers and they have a lot of influence. That's where the name comes from. If they say something, their followers will, for a large part, believe them. And that's why brands love influencers, because they have not only do they have huge markets, but their followers believe them when they say something. So a lot of brands reach out to influencers because if I don't know any influencers, I know some YouTubers. If PewDiePie said, "Hey guys, this is the computer that I use and I really like it," all those followers, or a large portion of them, are going to believe that and say, "Well, if I'm going to do that, I need that computer." I mean, that's where the world is. And I mean, is it really any different than back in the day? Back in the early days of TV, when it would be, the host that would say, "Hey, brought to you by Dial Soap." It's still the same kind of thing. It's just morphed and adjusted a little bit. But yeah, I think I saw a statistic where selfies kill more people a year than sharks or something ridiculous, because people are trying to get that shot, and they forget where they are and slip and fall, and yeah. So not necessarily influencers, but even regular people trying to get that selfie, and ends up ending badly.
I'll tell you, there's some beautiful locations, beautiful scenery. And I'm like, I don't know if going out on the ledge is quite what I want to do, but
so I really like the Instagram account Influencers in Real Life.
Oh,
so it's pulling back and seeing a whole line of influencers with their tripods and trying to get that same shot. If you actually pull back, it's like, oh, it's really not that impressive. But
right.
they set their shots up, but there's places where you can't even get to the view because there's a whole row of influencers that are all doing their shots.
Yeah, and some of them, it looks like they're dangling off a cliff, but the reality is they've got a solid solid ground around them. And it's just the framing of the shot is really all it is.
It's no different than the old why can't I think of the guy's name? Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
Some of those. It's like he's not really hanging off the side of a building.
Yeah, good stuff. But it is kind of because I think people do look at that, and not only are they might be looking at the product, but they're looking at, I think, the scenery, and I think to a degree you kind of go, if you're sitting in the office, you're going, boy, it'd be nice to be out at that location, with the mountains and everything. So you get to dream a little bit, and that's all part of that whole magic. Mm-hmm. And I think that's why it has gotten as sophisticated as it has, is to kind of take you away, and make you say, I want to go there.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And of course, if I wear that product, I can do that too.
Yeah. Well, yeah. That's what ads are trying to do, is sell you on a dream, right?
Yeah.
If I buy this Jeep Wrangler or Chevy Bronco, I'm going to go out into the woods and do some camping and take my dog, and it's going to be a fun time. But what the ad doesn't tell you is that you have to pack up all that gear, and it's a long drive, and then you forgot something. It's a little bit of an ordeal sometimes.
Dry the dog off after swimming in the lake.
Exactly. Yep.
Dog hair in the backseat. Yep. But hey,
it's worth it.
It's worth it. Anything else come to mind before we wrap up?
I hate to end on anything other than that. That was really good. Oh, okay. Unless you want to talk about the robot drummer now. 200 beats a minute and 90% accuracy.
Really?
Yeah. So, there was a couple of guys were having coffee and chatting about how robots are doing cool things, but how can they integrate them into the arts? And they're like, it'd be cool if you had a robot drummer. So they took a robot and they created it. So.
Okay.
Again, with all these things that we've talked about, there's good and bad. If you're... There's good, but, it's going to take away somebody else's job. But if you can't find somebody to do it...
Oh, that's true.
It might not be a bad option,
Joe, good catching up with you.
Yeah, good talking to you, Luke.
Enjoy the rest of your week.
You too.
All right.